Bum bum bum. Bum ba da ba bow ba ba bow ba bow bow. Bow ba ba bow ba bow wow. Bow ba bow wow 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 wow. Welcome to the Galactic Seabass channel. Bow wow 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 wow. Welcome to the Galactic Seabass channel. Bow wow 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 wow. Yeah yeah yeah. Got the bit feedback from the computer. Scooty doo doo, welcome to the podcast. Doo 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 doo, yeah, we're doing this tonight. Oh yeah, doing this. Oh yeah. Scooby doo boop, skip it down. Scan bam bow. Episode 19. Scamp, you know what I mean. Oh, feel like I'm living a dream. Except for this is a nightmare. Oh no. Okay, what up? How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the Galactic Seabass channel. My name is Sebastian. Thank you for tuning in. Just wanted to show off this super cool picture of Ollie and I. What is up? Hi, my name is Sebastian. Welcome to the Galactic Seabass podcast. I will be your host now, forever, and always. This is the 19th edition of the Galactic Seabass podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've made it a long way. 19 episodes, 2 to go until we hit the 99 mark. 99% of podcasts don't make it past 21. We are 2 away, so thank you so much for tuning in. I have a set at around 7:45, and it is 6:30, so this will be probably about an hour long episode. I just fixed my e-bike. It took forever. I took a lady out on a nice bike ride out to Sunset Cliffs, and I got a flat tire miles from my house and had to rig the tires so that both of the treads were on the outside of the rim, and just kind of took it all the way back home and got it going. So we'll see if that thing moves. That was pretty cool. Shout out to SD Wheelworks, always coming through and helping me out. Got a new seat for my BMX bike too. The thing is decrepit, so happy to replace that finally. Some more Fiend stuff. Shout out to Garrett and Ty, the whole squad. Yeah, good stuff. How are you doing, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today is Thursday, the day of the week in which we have these episodes. So we're doing this thing. Thank you so much. 2 minutes into the first episode. We're 2 minutes in. How about that? Cheers, everybody. Woo! Oof. Got this Green Day koozie at the Hella Mega Tour 2021. It's Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and Green Day, and that show was pretty sweet. Last time I saw Green Day was, is this visible? I don't even know. I don't want to take it down because there's a drumstick leaning on it, but you see a little snippet right here. This is a set list from the time I saw Green Day when I was 11 with my dad at Giant Stadium, and that was a cool show. I went with this guy Dojo Dave and his girlfriend, and we sat in the nosebleeds, and we got a set list before the show, so I knew all the things they were going to play, and which one was going to have fire. It's a cool set list. American Idiot, Pyro, Jesus of Suburbia, Pyro, Holiday, We Are the Waiting, St. Jimmy, Longview, Hitchin' a Ride, Fire, Brain Stew, Fire, Jaded, Knowledge, Basket Case, She, Blue Fire, King for a Day, Wake Me Up, Minority, Pyro, Maria, Fire, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, We Are the Champions, Pyro, and the Time of Your Life. And that off with a nice little Billy Joel solo. I said Billy Joel, it's Billy Joe Armstrong. Funny how those are very similarly categorized alphabetically. Saying stuff. It's been a heavy week on the podcast. It's literally been a heavy week on everything but the podcast. Anyway, Andy got hurt this week pretty bad. My little Andy Pants. I don't know. The other day, I got home super late and I saw this, it looked like a trash bag at first, but then I thought, is that a cat? Is that a cat laying, dead in the alley? And I had to go and investigate, and it was a trash bag. But at the same time, I didn't know where Andy was. It was 3 in the morning, and he's an indoor-outdoor cat, and he's mostly here, but he likes to go out and play, and I tried to go look for him. Went around the block a couple of times, and then I kept looking, and I couldn't find him, and eventually I fell asleep, and the next day I woke up to my neighbor knocking on my door saying, hey, something's wrong with your cat's eye. And I noticed recently that one of his eyes was pretty foggy. And I thought maybe he had some kind of like cataract issue. And when I went to go check on him, it was actually really disturbing. Like one of his third pupil was basically covering up his whole section of eye right here. It was all white, and there was no dilation in the eye. The other one looked fine, but it's been about 3 or 4 days now, and the whiteness is almost gone, but there's no dilation in the eye, and I don't know what's going on there, so we have to take him to the hospital. On a more positive note, I got the biggest tip of my life so far in my job as a driver. A lady gave me $261.98. So shout out to Caitlin. You are an amazing human being, and I really appreciate you for helping me out so I can help Andy. That was really cool. Cash. It was nuts. She tried to get, well, it was 220 cash, then 41.98 on the app, because she tried to do 42 and it would only let her do 41.98. I don't know why. That was cool. Wow, that was really nice. She's a great person. So we have to go make sure Andy's good and alive, all that stuff. And Lord knows I love my kitty cat very much. I miss him. I don't really, I can see him right there. Andy! Hi. Your eyes are looking better. They're almost the same. He's like a little pirate cat. Ollie, what are you doing? Are you smelling the tripod? Hello. My dog is right here. I'm not sure he's within view. Oh, he's under the table now. Hi, buddy. You are a good boy. I love you. Why don't you go play with your brother? Oh, it's a nice little family dynamic here at the house. Trying to figure all this out. My brother, Max Adrian, arrived in Los Angeles yesterday. So I drove up to LA and I picked him up from LAX and dropped him off at my friend Randall's house. He's a really cool dude, works with Adult Swim. My brother is flying into LA for a studio voice acting session, which is really cool. I'm very proud of him. So congratulations, Max. That's an amazing accomplishment. And I got him his first little home studio kit. So if he ever blows up, I'm riding those coattails, you better believe it. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't believe we made a whole movie together. Spent 10 years on a film that amounted to 2 festival nominations. No awards or anything, like any systemic change as far as what came from that project. I thought about just releasing it on YouTube at this point. Like, who cares? I made it. I really like the story, at least to be able to get out there and be heard by people. But if I do that, there's a serious chance it'll be taken down for certain reasons I'd rather not dive into here. But yeah, I worked very hard on that. It didn't really do anything. Once I put it on YouTube, though, I don't think it's allowed to go on any kind of like major publication platform. So maybe I just hold steady and see what the future has for me. Not really sure. Just sort of going with the flow on this one. Nice and easy, nice and breezy. Extra cheesy Kraft macaroni and cheese. This might be, I'm not sure we've done like a Twilight Hour episode before, so this is kind of cool. Basically, yeah, Andy's hurt, but he's getting better. Got some money and hanging out with a human. We got some comedy later on. Set number 200. 347, because I just did 346 at the Madhouse on Tuesday. The Madhouse is basically, it's a different place now. It's only Tuesdays, just this one little night a week, and then by the end of, that by the time you get up, it's dead room, because they've already had their share and their fill. So, no longer will the nights of Monday be upon us to riff and raff amongst each other in the dwelling of laughter. At least there's a few other clubs that are still doing it. So. Lots of opportunity to do comedy. I'm very grateful that I utilized the last year while the Madhouse still was doing this everyday operation. If I were to start now, I wouldn't have the ability to do 7 days like I did, at certain points. It would be, just the one. And that now feeling that is like, oh, whoa. There's definitely, feels like the nights are a little longer. Less of this sort of just, oh, I'll just go do it here. Now it's not really that same availability. It's very, it's interesting. So, change in the San Diego comedy scene for sure. And I bought tickets to a second Kill Tony Arena show. So, if I could save up the money by the end of December, I'll fly down and go hang out in Austin for a couple days and go see 2 Kill Tonys and potentially be in the bucket. Well, if I could get there, I'll be in the bucket. I could potentially go on the show, and that is a much more major, publication. It's a pretty incredible opportunity, so we'll see what happens. The first arena show just sold out, too. It's pretty funny. I waited on buying tickets for a solid amount of time because they were pretty pricey. They really weren't even that bad. It was like $79 to sit in like the first couple tables that are in front of the panel. And when I eventually decided to buy it, all those seats were gone. And there were only seats in the upper decks. So I got an upper seat, but then I remembered I had a Ticketmaster code from Liquid Death, shots out, and I tried this code and I got the ticket for free with a lot of money left over. So I thought, oh my gosh, I saw Tenacious D, I saw Mastodon, I just bought 2 tickets for Tony Hinchcliffe in November. I got my first Kill Tony Arena ticket, and then I bought the second arena ticket, which was like $100, and it only cost me like $8. So I got like 5 or 6 shows out of this Liquid Death thing. Thank you so much, Rachel at Liquid Death. You're a legend. I really got my fill out of that one. That was so much fun. Front row Tenacious D, Kyle Gass gave me his set list directly with his own hands. He handed it to me because of all my crazy movie quotes that I had. You can see a past episode for that. I have no idea which one, but it's in one of the last 18 podcasts I did. Very specifically went over the entire list of stuff, and I'm not doing that twice, so. Yeah, wow, that was cool. So who knows, maybe I'll be on Kill Tony at the end of the year. That would be freaking sweet. I wouldn't even know what to do. Probably lose my lizard in my terrarium. But how'd you even escape? This is a fictional land developed for you to embody. Why would you leave? It has everything you need. My buddy had a terrarium once. It was pretty cool. Shout out to Andrew, who doesn't drink alcohol. That's funny. Oh man, it looks like it's shaping up to be a nice little peaceful evening out there in OB land. Ocean Beach, the beautiful little town behind us. Called it home for quite some time now. 6 3/4 years. Just about. Oh, goodness gracious. We are 3 days away from me being 11 months into comedy. That is so trippy. 11 months. And then one more. That will be a whole year. Oh, Lord. A year of really putting in work every single day to go do comedy. And within that time frame, I went from October 24th. I had 14 sets. Today is September 21st, and I'm about to do set number 347. So that is a difference 334 sets in 3 days, less than 11 months. It's pretty cool. In theory, if I can bang out enough, we can do a year's worth, like 356 days. Or is it 365 days a year? 365 days a year? Oh, man, I need to bust my butt if I really want to go do 18 more sets in a month. Were the Madhouse open every day, that wouldn't be a problem. But now it's just 1 day a week, and you never know. 18 sets in a month. Can I do it? Can I do 365 sets within my first year of comedy? It's my new goal. I have a goal. And I'm going to write it on my poster board. What do they call it? A poster board? No, I don't think I have the right terminology. A poster board is like something used for science fair. That's a whiteboard. You can erase stuff. Man, why they ain't got no blackboards? Just saying, I'm just asking the real questions. Actually, I believe that would be called a chalkboard. And I am ignorant. So, here we are, canceled on episode 19. Oh boy. Wow, that's kind of cool. That's wow, the 9/11 planes are like in the background of my thing. That's so nuts. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I was a little kid in Connecticut. They made us all go home from school on 9/11. It was like an hour away, and we all got to go home. And I remember my dad and my grandma were watching the TV, and I really just wanted to watch cartoons. Like I didn't know what was going on. But sure know now. Sure know that a couple $1 trillion went missing on September 10th. What happened to that? Whoa. Wacky. Well, guess we'll never know. Moving on. The Kardashians are up to something. And that is how American media works. Welcome to our homeland. It is where we live because we were born here. Cool. Still have an hour till my set, which is we can hang out for a hot minute, guys. We're vibing. We're 17 minutes into podcast. 19. We're almost 19 minutes into podcast 19. Whoa. Feeling a little wacky today. Feeling a little sporadic. Yep, watching me just go like this on the computer is quite a trip. It's happening in real time, but only there's probably a 5-second delay, which is pretty interesting to see. I really need something right here. Something is missing. Maybe we switch it up. We add some stuff. Got a couple things in my place here by next week's episode. One day we'll have a studio, and I can take all this junk I have in my house and have it placed around, make it like a fun little environment. That would be sick. I would love that. It's ironic the only person watching this podcast is me, because my phone is a nicer camera if I turn it around, so I can't see if it's still live. If I watch it, though, then I know that there's still feed coming in. So I watch myself with a slight delay, like the moon landing, which is quite fascinating. They were able to deliver that message from space with a slight, just a few second delay. I can't get a signal under a bridge. Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe Stanley Kubrick had some secrets he took to the grave. I don't think there's any wind on the moon. If you go watch that flag, it's like there's no atmosphere, so there's no air, so there's no wind. That's all I really needed. I mean, tell you what, if somebody buys me a ticket to go to space, and we pass the outer layer of whatever, because apparently there's some kind of layer that we can't make it through. I forgot the name of it because I'm not a scientist, but I don't think anybody's really ever crossed that. No human life. Feel bad for that dog they sent out into space all those years. And that monkey, they just sent a monkey up there for like no reason. They're like, good luck, brother. Here's some bananas. Godspeed. This plane sounds like that monkey's last thought. His last thought was just, what? Wild. Monkey sound effects here on the Galactic Seabass podcast. A 29-year-old man making monkey sounds at 7 o'clock while packing a bowl filled with cannabis and tobacco at the same time. 48 minutes prior to a stand-up comedy set that he will deliver here in the town of Ocean Beach, San Diego. Things were looking grim for Sebastian. Just third party narrate the whole thing. A lot of planes tonight. Nice and chill, nice and vibey. Glad I fixed the bike while it was still daytime. The thing was daunting. So to get the wheel off, I found out you should put it on a bucket. It's basically shaped like a motorcycle. So put it up on a bucket, and then when I was putting the wheel on, I tried to use the bucket again, but I couldn't lift it high enough to get it into the slots, and so I found out I had to put it on the ground. But I was so flustered for a while trying to get it on the way up, I didn't have the energy to take a step back and be like, what if I just put it down? And it made it so much easier. It got done very fast. So still a little bit of light out tonight, and I'll go over and do some material. I like telling jokes. Probably talk about some stuff. Been working on a whole bunch of kind of rewrites, just adding stuff in and figuring stuff out and adding new tags, and it's been fun. It's been a fun one. Like new dad riffs every couple of days or every couple of sets, which is really cool. Like, it's wild. I keep thinking like, oh, okay, this is good, and then just there's something else just keeps going in there. So I'm up to almost 2 minutes of like maybe even 3 minutes of dead dad jokes, which is nuts. When they just fly out of you all naturally and it's funny, it just it works. It's a sensitive subject, so it's easy to kind of like ride the lightning on it, but still, something is like very green. I don't know what that was. What is that? Why is it so? There's nothing green on my laptop. Oh, it's a sticker. That tripped me out. Wow. Cool. Anyway, about to get ripped. Censored. Forti volare espera sub thing. I really shouldn't have gone for that last note. Okay, well, that tore me up inside. Wake me up inside, tear me up inside, rip me. Smoke me now and you'll probably be late for work. That's funny. Yeah. I have a never on time sentence. That was bad. That was not funny. Almost. Yeah, a little bit of rearranging, trying to get the feng shui in order. Never really had that down packed, so it's always been a work in progress. Sort of going with the flow on it, figuring it out one piece at a time. 23 minutes, nice and easy. We don't have a scratcher this week, by the way, because 2 scratchers, I was very upset and ended the show after. And this lovely person on the last episode, I forget maybe I can find your name real quick, because that was really cool. I'd like to shout you out, actually. How far back in my comments can I go? Just going to keep scrolling through my notifications. So many podcasts that people want me to watch. Almost there, hopefully. Maybe, I don't know. Still going. Still going. Doo-doo-doo. Wish they were all the relevant ones for me, because this is a lot of bull stuff. Didn't have to swear, wasn't really necessary. And I noticed we're singing a lot in this episode, but I'm trying to shout out my lady bro. I think it's a lady, I don't know. Now we're gonna keep scrolling up. Don't put it in my butt. I just want to leave my butt alone, cause I've got hemorrhoids. I wish that was make-believe. But it's not. Oh, right here. Your name is, Eep Niven. Thank you so much for donating last week. That was so kind of you. And I used that money, and it's going towards the animals. Ollie's doing much better. He just hurt his ears, and he got a perky ear there. He is a good boy, and he is doing very good. And excuse me. Andy is, excuse me again. Andy is doing okay. Maybe he can come here. Andy. Wonder if I can get him to jump on the podcast. We'll get him to do an interview about his feelings of the U.S. and Ukraine situation. Andy. Trying to lure a cat is an amazing skill. Right now, there's an ottoman in the way of him, and all I can see is his ears and the top of his head, and it looks like a little Mickey Mouse headband, but for a black cat. It's so cute. And Ollie wants to hang out so bad, so maybe I'll give it time. Maybe he'll meander on over here. Meow, meounder on over here. Ha! Funny. I just coined that right now. And, ooh, I sipped and then a plane came by. Ooh, what a trip! There it is. Ain't that a pip? There's somebody watching this, so if you'd like to say hi in the chat, I'd love to, communicate with you somehow. It sounds cool. You're the only one watching, so it's pretty cool. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll even say, hello, friend. Do a little smiley face. Boom! That's for you. Yeah, we're here. We're doing this, baby. We're live. Got some comedy coming up. Let's see what's going on. Tried to play with my e-bike computer, and that was a total loss because I had this USB forever and it's a little baggy, and I thought it was going to be a USB to connect into a computer, but it's an anti-USB, so it's like the female end, and I have to find a male corded to another male USB. Ooh, the set tracker. I had to make a new one because we lost a lot of sets along the way. So we definitely did some stuff this week. Let's go ahead and look at a calendar. See what day of the week Tuesday it was. Once we find that out, we'll know when we did our stuff. Tuesday this week was the 19th. So on 9/19, we went to ACC. And then after that, we did our 346 set on 9/19 at the Madhouse. Cool. And now tonight we're doing number 347. Cool. And hopefully I will show up on time. and I hear the clicky-clack of feet. I live in a neighborhood of people, and we live in a society. That we do. Let's see. Okay, cool. So now we got our thing tracked. In theory, we're going to make it to the thing tonight, so hopefully they'll go ahead and get me on. If that is the case, I could go ahead and write down today's thing right now. And let's see. September 21st, so 9/9/21 at template. We haven't been to template in a while. Oh yeah. I wonder if we should do a counter. How many times we did sets at every place. That way there's like a starting point. Maybe like put it in like the legends. Make a little little thing down here, like tally marker of 1 to 300 on how many times we did each place. Because that would be kind of cool. I wonder how many sets I... That is so fun that I have tracked all. I could do that if I really wanted to. Let's say like this is my 200th Madhouse set, hey, or like this is my 50th ACC set. Like that's fun. It's, I don't know. Most people don't care, or no, I shouldn't say most. I don't know everybody's story, but I just like to know where I'm at in my journey. You know, I'm almost at a year. I started my set tracker on 9/11. That's sick. Cool. How many years was that since the real thing? 22? 22 years? What? 11 times 2? 22? 2 towers? Coincidence? I think not. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I'm a psycho. On like the calmest scale. Very chaotic neutral. Which was the playa name given to me by old Hannah. What was her playa name? I do not remember. That was weird. It was like a year of my life. Anyway, moving on. Going back to reality. I gotta do some comedy tonight because I'm an open mic bozo, and I just want to go ahead and make my mark in the world. So we're going to go riff out some new bits. It's kind of funny. I wrote down, I want to rewrite all my jokes. So, let's see. We got my dad in Connecticut. We got a lady. Mormons and Catholics. We got old one-liners. Early miscellaneous jokes. Eating butt. Sexual escapades. Politics. Random ideas. Version 1. And then that's it. And yeah, so I guess we got like politics, sex, relationships, random stuff, work. Ooh, that's a good one. I actually should being a driver. Being a driving for a living. I like that. Because you never really reach your destination. You know? It's always just the next ride. What a trip. I'm about to hit 3,900 rides on my app, which is pretty nuts. So it's a lot of humans in the car. I always tell people this, like, whenever they get in, you know, they ask, you know, pretty standard questions, but, you know, out of the thousands of rides that I've given, there's really only 4 kinds of people that get in the car. There's really only 4. 75% of people will get in, they'll say hi, we'll converse about the weather, food, politics, comedy, whatever you want to talk about, just chit chat. And then by the end we say thank you, goodbye, that's it. 15% of people will get in, they'll say hi, and they'll get on their phone and just plug in to the Matrix for a little bit. And then when the ride's over, they'll plug out, say goodbye, say thank you, and that's it. Both good rides. Nothing wrong with either of those. Category C is where it gets squirrely. Now, 9.9% of people are in Category C and they don't have a therapist. So sometimes people will just get in the car and they'll just start talking to you about whatever. You know, maybe their sister had an abortion, or maybe they committed a felony that day. You never really know what people are going to say. So that's probably like 9.9% of people. And the last category, Category D, this is 0.1% of people. It's only single men. It's always late at night. These people get in, they acknowledge their name, and then they just sit there and stare at me. They don't get on their phone, they don't talk, they don't do anything. They just look at me. And sometimes they'll sit right behind me. I don't really have a good peripheral of the seat, of the driver's side rear seat. You can't really see that, and in the rear view it's dark. And just feel that their hands are slowly creeping up behind my neck, ready to strangle me at any point in time. I feel very vulnerable. I burped twice, excuse me, by the way. Yeah, that was... Those rides suck. Only one kid has tried to fight me. And he did a bunch of whippets. And told me that the last time he got in an Uber, they got into a head-on collision with a drunk driver. I was like, yeah, because you were doing whippets in the front seat, idiot. And that was the worst ride I ever gave. I don't want to say his name, but that was pretty funny. If you ever get me as a rider or as a driver, I will absolutely give you his name. But it's a Noah from me, dog. Yeah, alright, we're doing a comedy tonight. Doing a comedy. Going to crush it. We're at the halfway mark too, which is cool, like 7:40. The show goes from 6 to 9, so we just jumped right in at the middle. A little mixed mic, a little open mic, a template. I remember a long time ago at this place, the Template in Ocean Beach, I was standing across the street with my old neighbor Danica, and we were watching all the people kind of put it together. They were painting the floor and painting the walls and cleaning and sweeping, and they had Bohemian Rhapsody playing really, really loud, and they were all dance cleaning and dance painting, and I'd never seen anything like it, and all I wanted from across the street was to be inside that place hanging out with those people. And eventually I got to know them, and I performed at the first open mic ever there when I was still a musician. A musician primarily, I should say, and I played some songs. I made a painting in the backyard when we redid the whole backyard. Now there's like a framed piece of mine, you know, forever on the walls, and it's a really cool facility. They do don't tell shows, San Diego don't tell shows all the time. It's a really cool venue, so you know, maybe one day I'll be on that one. That'd be sick. And yeah, just trying to work my way up the game, like trying to get it going, find a way to make, you know, to get funnier and to make a living, you know, just doing something along these artistic lines. It's really hard being a driver, honestly. It's very tormenting on my soul, but I want to be an artist, and I just keep trying. So I have some ideas. I'm about to turn 30 in like 2 months, which sucks, but whatever. I have this idea to do 30 song covers until I turn 30, starting on October 26th. Just like a little TikTok, Instagram thing, trial. Try and see how it goes. Just 30 solid days of like picking a song, covering like a little section of it every day, because I have a very distinct vocal range. Or I guess I should say my vocal range is very distinct. Like, it's, there's not a lot of people who can hit the dynamic range that I can. Like, super low notes. Just have a high. The high notes like that, not a lot of people can do that. Then there's a whole range of octaves in between. So, I love this thing. There he is, my little Andy Pants. I told you this would happen naturally. Hey, so, oof, hi buddy. Your eye really is looking a little bit better. Your pupil's getting bigger, but it's not the same. I'm not sure if anybody's going to be able to see. So if he can look over there maybe at some point. His right eye is it is his right. Yeah, his right eye has a little bit of like non-dilation in the pupil, and the left eye looks like a totally normal eye. But when I found him, he's hey buddy. Hey buddy. He's been getting better slowly, but definitely just wanted to make sure my little pal's okay. All the videos on the internet said if he's hungry, happy, and healthy, then he's doing okay. And he's been eating like crazy, so seems good. He's purring right now. I love holding him like a little baby. This is my little guy. Make sure you get better, okay? But we're gonna go to the doctor anyway, make sure he's good. Again, shout out to Caitlin for that huge tip so we can go take him to the vet. Make sure he's all good and safe. He's my special little guy. I love you. He's a good kitty. You doing okay, little buddy? Yeah. He is so happy right now. Oh, back up. I think the... Hey, Ollie. Oh, that's not going. That was my computer. Is my computer good? Oh. There you go, refresh it. I saw a comment. Oh, my computer's dying. That makes sense. So I'm still here. I can't see whatever you said for a second. I have to let this fix itself. Oh, you guys are playing hard right now. Ollie, be gentle, okay? Alright, buddy? My little guy? Oh, I think my computer just fried itself. It's out. I will see what you said in a few minutes. Oh boy. Maybe I can just, no, yeah, this is out and done. Okay, computer is done. This thing, I forgot to charge it the whole episode. That was my bad. I had the charger right here, but I didn't do it. Old joke book, barely hanging in there. Covered in hair for some reason. Let's go ahead and restart this thing. Might as well have a little something in the meantime. You ever feel like a phantom hair just like hanging on your body? Oh, it's so annoying. Not good. I don't know how you ladies deal with it. It's crazy. Alright, we got a plane going over. Cheers! It's cool, I turned it on and then closed it. I didn't know if it turned on. Now it just doesn't work. Oh, okay, there we go. Trying again. Would you like to smoke a bowl? Yes, I would. Thank you very much, me. You're very welcome. Let's go ahead and enjoy that together. we shall. Thank you for your hospitality. You're most welcome. Oh, wow. I am such a kind soul to myself. Or perhaps this is alleviating me from living my full potential of a life. Who knows? Apparently that Oliver Anthony guy just quit weed, and then 2 weeks later he had the #1 song in America. You quit weed and give your life to Jesus and you blow up. Like, okay, well, I've got my necklace on, so just go ahead and let me know, man. Let me know, dog, backwards. You know what I mean? Dogs really are the embodiment of everything good. That's why they are God backwards. Andy will eat me. Even though I've been taking care of him and trying to nurture him back to his health, so he would just eat me. If I slept a little too long, I'd be like, this dude's dead, I'm hungry. He hasn't given me tuna in a while. He only gives me filleted pâtés. I get this dude some bougie food. Our neighborhood kitty passed away too, which is very sad. Poor little Deo. For years and years and years and years, I've been coordinating with this lady in the neighborhood. You know, my cat's in, your cat can go out. Is your cat in? Yep. Okay, your cat's in, my cat's going out. And then we would do that a couple times a day, every day for years. It got to the point where, like, you know, we each had bad days, and it was just like, screw your cat. You know, my cat's going out. This didn't used to be like this before you moved here. And then one day, you know, like, I just realized that cat was getting older, and sure enough, yeah, he passed away. He was 17 years old. Little Deo. D-A-Y-O. It's a pretty cool name. Deo and Andy, they were sworn enemies, and Andy won the war, but at what cost, you know? Whatever did we really prevail from? Alright, so the good news is we got this thing kind of up and going. Can't see the chat box yet, but I'm waiting until it's visible. Then I'll read it. I would love for somebody to, like, DM me a message or something. I had a black cat once, turned into a fluffy white one at some point. That doesn't make any sense. That makes literally no sense at all. You had a cat that was black and then it was white. You got a different cat. That is what happened. Your cat left and then was like, yo, Joey, there's a nice little spot over here if you want to go take over, you know what I'm saying? They got some catnip, they got a couple of blankets, you go look, And Joey's like, hey, for real? So I'm gonna go check it out. And then you just were like, oh man, Gary changed dramatically. Wow. Well, I guess we can return that rope from the store. Oh, that's a dark joke. If you get that, that's fine. If you don't, that's also fine. Because if you get it, you probably have some sense of humor. And if not, then just let's move on to the next subject, you know, which is, I don't really have one, but we are 48 minutes into the podcast. Holla! It's pretty cool. Kind of dope. I'm on my first beer, and I'm lit as a kangaroo in July on steroids. I wrote a one-liner the other day. It's a very stupid one-liner that I'm very proud of, and I don't really know if it has any kind of niche, but feel free to take this with you to work or whatever. What does a hippie bodybuilder use to juice up? Corduroys. Corduroy steroids. Nailed it. Pretty wild if this whole table just shattered. Anyway, I'm getting ripped. You guys are splendid. Stay beautiful. Got some comedy coming up in like 20 minutes. I should get my keister over there. Wonder if we'll make it to an hour today. I'll probably stick it to an hour and then just dip out, and then we'll figure it out from there. that makes sense. Yeah, I was like, that hurt. There's an anime called Static Shock, and he has black hair, and then it turns kind of white on the end. Or Storm from the X-Men. You might have a magical cat. I don't know. Might have superpowers. I would be wary. So, beer down. Luckily that one was closed. Yeah, we're not making it to an hour. I'm gonna dip out early. We'll go to 55. 55 minutes. Podcast 19. Simply B. Simply B. What a cute name. Simply a bee. Buzz, I'm just buzzing. Just buzzing around. Licking honey and making it, sitting in it, living in it and stuff. Man, I love my queen. Being a bee would be dope. It's like being an English person. You just toil and worship the queen. Yeah. I'm funny. Just kidding. I don't know. I'm very narcissistic and egotistical. I have a wild sense of humor. So I do like the fact that I can do stand-up almost 350 sets. Like, 350. I'm almost a Loch Ness Monster worth of sets, which is pretty cool. I wonder where I'd be at if I didn't give up on that first go around. First time I ever started doing stand-up, I saw a show at the Madhouse with my friend Christina, and they basically gave me a job on the spot. No, my stand-up is very methodical. I write a lot of it. This is just me spewing. Just, when I first saw that show with Christina, the manager Gabe and this guy, Josh Krebs, they basically gave me a job on the spot in the kitchen. They told me, if I worked here, I'd be able to watch comedy every day and then go do stand-up every night, guaranteed spots every night on the mic. I didn't know that you just sign up on Instagram. It's really easy. I could have just done that and continued doing what I was doing and been able to start comedy that way, but I started in the kitchen. So for the first 12 sets, I was at the Madhouse, and I would just try to, I would be doing food, and then at some point I'd have to hustle and find the host and say, hey, I'm working, can I go up? And they're like, who are you? I'm like, I'm the guy in the kitchen. I'm like, all right, we're gonna get this kitchen guy up. And I go up and say something stupid like, I've been cooking up jokes for you guys all night. Which is, I definitely said that for real at one point. It was written on a napkin, which is insane. There was one set I had where I wrote my napkin jokes. And every time I did a joke, I'd throw the napkin. And if it didn't work, I'd just throw it, and it worked anyway. So that was fun, but I don't do that anymore. And yeah, 12 sets at the Madhouse, and then that took 3 months, which is crazy. 12 and 3 is so not good. Then the 13th one was at this place, The Alley in OB, which I will never do again. The place is pretty wild. Just this sketchy ass warehouse in the back of an alley by the Rite Aid. And I bombed so hard that I was like, I don't think I should do this anymore. And that same guy, Josh, in my 5-minute set, which was the longest I'd done at that point, it was 12 3-minute sets. Then my 13th one was 5 minutes. And I just was kind of panicking for 4.5 minutes, it was silent. And the last 30 seconds, I got some pity laughs on this idea of Willy Wonka basically handing off the factory to Charlie and then being like, oh, by the way, the FDA wants to know why you have an employee base of slaves and there's 4 dead children in your factory. So basically Charlie would go back to being homeless because the police would seize the property pretty much immediately after that thing. Yeah, that, and then I went up to Josh and he told me hey, someone's kind of doing that bit, you can't really do that joke. And I just told myself, you know what, I'm done, I quit. And I had a new girlfriend and put a lot of investment and time into her. And then that didn't really work out. So I was really, really sad for a couple months, and then I saw a show at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. I was just on Sunset this morning, which is so crazy to think about, but uh, you know, I saw a show and Casey Rocket almost made me pee my pants, and I realized, the power of laughter is an amazing tool, because I was so sad and I hadn't laughed like that in a long time. So um, I thought maybe, I could get back to it and try again. So now that, like, I'm really glad I got this book back, because if I wanted to, I could find the point in time where I was like, okay, this is my problems with Willy Wonka. Wow, it went from 5 pages. I lost two whole pages of Willy Wonka. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, I have to rearrange that, but yeah, let's see. 9/13/22. September 13th. Okay, I was like, alright, I guess I was just writing all the jokes that I'd seen before. So 10/15/22. Original tested fictional material. So it's the only stuff I really had was non-real. It says original tested fictional. Original solid tested jokes. Original solid tested fictional jokes, because there's little arrows under it. 10/15/22. So I started again October 24th, and it'll be a year next month. Be 11 months and 3 days. Wow, what a trip. Yeah, and then 14 right here. The golf joke. The dark side of the moon joke is pretty funny. ABCBD, I don't do that anymore. I started a weed company for kids. It's called ABCBD. Stupid. The dark web joke is actually pretty funny. Then we did the marriage and taxes joke. The black mermaid joke. Breakup therapy. Daddy issues. Dating a witch, and follow me on Venmo, which was a cop-out, and I'd seen somebody else do. And my buddy told me, like, yeah, you can't do that anymore. So, wow, number 23 was the first time I did the template. 11/10/22. So, almost a year from that, too. Yeah, what a trip. And it keeps going to the 40s and the 80s and 180, 186, and 250. Then you reach the end of the line. If Michael Jackson's so guilty, then why wasn't he on Epstein's Island? Good question. Thank you. I appreciate your applause. Uproarious applause from the skies. Alright, you know what? We are going to make it to an hour. Gosh darn it. We're doing it by default. And then I have to use the restroom. And then I got to go do some comedy. So hopefully this IPA doesn't ruin my set. But I'm, at this point, it's like, I'm not really like as nervous as I used to be, which is really cool. I used to be so worrisome before I went on a stage, and I was like, what am I going to talk about? I'd write it all down, and I'd have to go in that order. Now it's like, you just go with the flow. That's the whole game. It's just flow going. Getting your flow on, dog. Oh boy. I gotta stamp up this new book with my stamp. Shouts out to Hilan for making this cool stamp. It says Seabass with the fish and some glasses on it, so I can make little stamps. Got my ghostwriter right here. Oh boy. This was a fun episode. I actually like this one a lot. Thanks for tuning in. Especially to my friend Simply B for being our main little viewer on this episode. It'll probably get viewed by other people at some point in time, but you were here, right now when I made it. Excuse me. That's pretty cool. Excuse me again. Oh boy, I've been quite explosive this episode. Man, this has been cool. We are almost at an hour. I'm gonna call it right at an hour because I have to go and do some jokes, and I just want to make sure I'm not that late. I want to treat it with some respect and give the house the time they deserve and show up. And I gotta pay a fee. It costs money to do comedy. eat some food and sober up. It's my only beer of the night, so just gonna chill and wait till I'm good, and then I'll probably drive to like 6 in the morning. And then tomorrow, I think I have to go back to Los Angeles and see. I'll go hang out with my brother in the hotel, and then in the morning I'll drive him around LA until he has to go to the airport. I'll drive my keister back down to San Diego and just keep on grinding. And we gotta go to court later in the week for a stop sign, and then I've gotta go to the doctor later this week for I'm not disclosing medical issues. I'm hurting. My soul hurts. I'm just kidding. No, it's not that at all. Yeah, like just a super busy week. I did a roast battle. I lost. It was fun. It is what it is. We were living life to the fullest extent of the law, maybe even a bit further. On that note, dude, this is the Galactic Seabass channel. That's it. All hell Trey cool. Shouts out to the J-Man. Rest in peace to my dad. Thank you for tuning in to the Galactic Seabass channel. My name is Sebastian. There's a GoFundMe underneath. It's set up for Ollie right now, but any funds that go to that, I'm going to give to Andy to go to the vet hospital, because we have to go and check his eye out. It's getting almost back to normal, but if there's no dilation, I'm really worried that he might have to like get the eye removed or something, and he really might be a pirate cat. Thank you to everybody who helped with Ollie. It means so much to me. And to him, obviously, Ollie's doing so much better, and I'm very happy that he's a happy boy, and we've been doing nothing, playing and having fun and doing our thing. I just want Andy to be back to normal too. He's Ollie's big brother. He's almost 6 years old next month. Just want to make sure he's good to go. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you very much. My name is Sebastian. You are tuned into the Galactic Seabass podcast, episode 19, filmed on September 21st, 2020. A Venmo. That'd be sick. I will use it towards gas and food for my animals. So thank you very much for being here. Shouts out to Liquid Death for coming through and maybe getting me the opportunity to get on Kill Tony. So thank you so much. You guys rock and roll. I hope you have a great rest of your day, your evening, wherever you are watching this from. I hope you make the most of it. Thank you. Stay blessed. Enjoy all the opportunities that life throws your way. And I love you, Andy, and I love you, Ollie. You guys are good boys. Just want that on camera. I love my mom. I love my brothers. D'Artagnan, Max, and Czar. You guys are my dudes. All my buddies, out there. Andrew, you're my dude. Shouts out to Rita, wherever you are. Just want to throw that in there. And so now we are done. We are concluding this episode. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sebastian, the host of the Galactic Seabass channel. You just watched a podcast, and one day it might be on a podcast-related platform, but today it's on YouTube. You guys are great. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We're gonna say goodbye now. Peace and love. Rock and roll.